prohibitions are also important. There are 4 meats that you cannot eat, for example. And these are, number 1, animals that die of themselves without human interference. Number 2, pork, the meat of pigs. Number 3, running blood that you can put in a glass and cook or drink. Number 4, animals dedicated to other than God, that are specifically dedicated to Muhammad or Jesus or Ali or somebody. These are forbidden. So if you go to the market, you go to Safeway market, for example, and you look at the meat, if you want to know if it is halal, permitted, or haram, prohibited, you ask yourself these 4 questions. Is this meat pork? The answer is no. Then did these animals die of themselves without human interference? The answer is no. Is this running blood? The answer is no. Was this meat dedicated to Jesus or to anyone else or Saint Francis? The answer is no. Therefore this meat is halal. It's okay. You can eat it. If you make it haram, if you prohibit it, then you are following some other religion. You're not a Muslim when you do that. So it is very important to follow specifically what the Quran prohibits. If you prohibit anything else, some people go to funny lengths like prohibiting soaps and brushes and shoes and things like that. And of course this is a religion that is not Islam, has nothing to do with Islam.
See, sir, the people eating the meat here, which is not killed in the name of God.
Yes.
That is haram. Absolutely.
No.
What about the meat in Safeway market?
You can eat the meat from the second. I told you not to put
How
any
can we
halal
eat?
today.
In the
Yes.
Quran, the verse says,
Yes.
only we can eat the meat which is killed in the name of God.
No, don't say. It said do not eat meat that is dedicated to other than God.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's a
No,
big
it's not in the...
Okay, it gives you there are 4 meats that are specifically prohibited in the Quran. Okay, animals that die of themselves without human interference.
Not, and
That's haram.
that's the meat which is not killed in the name of God.
No, wait.
No,
wait.
no, no.
Other than God. Other-
Yes, dedicated to other than God.
Other than
Really, you have to watch the words
We have to
because
read
this is very
carefully.
important. Because God
That's why
makes
we make mistakes.
God makes this disobedience of the dietary laws tantamount to idol worship because there's some other God who told us something else. Okay, so let's go. These 4 are consistently prohibited in the Quran. Number 1, animals that die of themselves. Number 2 is running blood, which you can put in a glass.
Blood.
You can't drink it or cook it or anything. Number 3 is the meat of pigs. Number 4 is animals dedicated to other than God. So what you do in the Safeway market is you stand in front of the meat and ask, did this animal die without human interference? No. Is this meat of pig? No. Is it running blood? No. Was it dedicated to Jesus? No. Therefore it is okay. It doesn't belong in the 4
You put it in
categories.
your mouth and sip it to life.
But when you eat it, you mention the name of God on it.
So why do we halal it? What is the halal?
Satan.
That's
Satan.
another innovation. It's halal. Unless it is one of these 4, it is haram. These 4 are haram. But nothing else. And
What
God
else,
is
what,
very
else,
strict.
what else is haram? In the
Alcohol, gambling, a whole bunch, adultery,
Drugs,
murder,
adultery.
drugs. This statement is said by many idol worshippers, but I want to specifically something that we all know, the prohibition, dietary prohibition. As far as the Mohammedans are concerned, they have a list of prohibitions that is very funny, to say the least. We're taught throughout the Quran when you have prohibit something God did not prohibit, then you have another God who prohibited that for you. This is idol worship. Prohibition of items that are not prohibited by God is idol worship. Surah 6. So simply, you have some other God who prohibited that for you. And justly like the addition of other things that God did not sanction. For example, in wudu, God gives us 4 steps. If you have 9 steps, some other God gave you 5 steps.
And they also
Which means you go to any mosque in the world and ask them how do they do their wudu, they give you 9 steps. God gave us 4 steps. Straightforward, very clear, in Surah 5 verse 6, in the Quran. So who gave them the other 5 steps? Some other God. Who is, by their definition, the Prophet Muhammad, against his will. They say, this is how the Prophet did the wudu. Well, this came out of the Prophet's mouth. The Prophet told you 4 steps. So in effect, they're accusing the Prophet of disobeying God.
Yeah.
God said, here's how you do your wudu. Wash your face, arms to the elbows, wash your hair, wash your feet. 4 steps. So they added 5. That's another God. God said there are 4 meats prohibited. Pork, animals that die of themselves without human interference, running blood, animals dedicated to other than God. These are the 4. So, but they have a list of other foods. You cannot buy milk with vitamin D3 added in.
How did they get this D3 then?
I think they trace it to enzymes from the pig or something.
Idiot.
This is what I say.
You know, I'll tell you something.
But you have to read the ingredients of the milk, homogenized vitamin D45. If it is D4, you can drink it. If it's D3, you cannot drink it.
In the Surrey Mosque, they have a list of items,
yes,
of products that you cannot use,
yes,
including certain toothpaste
hush puppies,
and hush puppies, and this and that, a whole bunch of things that they get directly from the Jews.
Hush puppies
Directly from the Jews, from the rabbinate in New York. And in fact, it says so, but they cut things.
You cannot use ivory soap. It doesn't taste good.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
No. Do not eat meat that's dedicated to other than God. You're going to add things to it without even knowing. Yes. You said we cannot eat meat that's not dedicated to God.
No, that's not the truth.
That's not true.
In other words, it does not have to be dedicated to God in order to eat.
Right.
But it must not be dedicated to other than God.
You have to see what God is saying in the Quran. So you do not eat meat that is dedicated to Jesus or Muhammad or Ali or Imam Riza
Or anybody else.
Yeah, I know. I'm just naming names so you can know what it is.
Standing blood? Flowing blood.
Oh, this is the animal offerings were included in God's rituals for your own good. You shall mention God's name on them while they are standing in line. You shall eat therefrom and feed the poor and the needy. This is why we have subdued them for you, that you may show your appreciation. This has to do specifically with the Hajj sacrifices. However, you are required, and I am required, to mention the name of God if we are sacrificing animals. Because what you're doing is you're getting permission from the creator of this animal. Imam Riza is not the creator of this animal, or Jesus. You cannot mention, dedicate this animal, or sacrifice it in the name of other than God. Because God is the only creator of that animal. So this is true, this is a commandment. You cannot sacrifice an animal without mentioning the name of God. But eating is something else. Eating specifically are 4 and repeated in the Quran 3 or 4 times. Perfectly alright. Well, let us go to Safeway Market, okay? We go to the Safeway Market, we stand at the meat counter. Here is some meat in front of us. You ask the fourth question. Is it pork? You answer me. Is it, did they die without human interference? Is it running blood? Was it dedicated to Jesus? or anybody else? Then it is okay. Take it home and eat it. But before you eat it, you mention the name of God.
Yeah, that before you eat.
Yes.
But that it's not just the meat. Before you eat anything,
Anything,
you
yes.
must,
Even eggs or animals.
even an apple.
Yes, an apple or egg. God says, do not eat from that upon which the name of God is not mentioned. And this means eggs and apples, and bread. As it means. Is that okay? Okay, we're standing now in Safeway Market in front of the Meat Council. Oh, there's something that says, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا. Do you know Arabic well? Okay. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ. Do not eat from that upon which the name of God was not mentioned. Now, I'd like to generalize this to everything, like eggs and apples and bread, and cheese, anything, right? In other words, before God gives us another excuse to commemorate Him and meditate on His name. You say Bismillah and you eat before you eat.
Hello, I'm wondering if you guys have any halal turkey. I'm calling from out of town. I'll call back later on.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, do you happen to have any halal turkey?
What is a halal turkey?
Well, it's a turkey bird, which has been done the halal way. Is this the mosque?
Yeah, this is the mosque in Tucson, but we believe that the turkey in the Safeway market is halal turkey.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. There are only 4 meats prohibited in the Quran. Are you aware of them?
Uh-huh.
4 meats only that are prohibited, and the turkey in the Safeway market does not belong in those 4.
Yes, I know, but it has to be, killed in a certain way. And
No, that's not true.
is this the Muslim mosque?
This is the Muslim mosque. Let's say if you follow the Pakistani tradition or the Egyptian tradition, that's something. But if you want to call it Islamic, you have to follow the Quran.
Uh-huh.
What you're asking for is a Pakistani turkey or an Egyptian turkey or a Jordanian turkey and so on, but not a Muslim turkey. Muslim turkeys are on the market.
But that's the Christian turkey.
No, there's no such thing. It's not Christian. Is it dedicated to Jesus when they killed it?
Uh-huh.
It was dedicated to Jesus?
No, they don't do that. They just go.
So what makes it Christian? According to God in the Quran, it is a Muslim turkey. All animals are Muslims.
Okay. All right. Got your point.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.